And now we're ready to move on to markers. And I have some good news for you. It is so easy to do this with markers because they're already labeled for you. So doing 6 different values is going to be super easy. In fact, I'd almost say that you can't mess it up. So I'm doing my scale just like before, 6 equal sizes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this type of paper that I'm using right here is marker paper. So to show you the difference, I'm going to do the same thing on tracing paper. We're going to get 2 different results. You're going to see one is a lot darker than the other. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for tone number 1, we have marker number 1, C1. It's going to be very easy to do. And choose either warms or grays to work with for this exercise. You don't want to mix them. So I'm just going to go ahead and for number 1, I'm going to use 1, which as you can see is almost invisible on the tracing paper. So then for tone number 2, I'm going to use gray marker C3. You could use a 2 or a 3. That one is fine. And so last time, when we did this in pen and ink, and when we did this in pencil, we had to go back and forth and really adjust our values to get a nice value scale. This time, they're already done for us. So remember we said before that tones 1 and 2 are for the light side. And tone 3 is going to be for the medium side. It's all of our mid-tones. So guess which marker we're going to use for the middle? It's C5. And then tones 4 through 6 for the dark side. And we're going to use C7 for tone number 4. Look at the difference between that just because of the paper. For 5, I'm using number 10. And I bet you already guessed that 6 is going to be black. There we go. And I don't have to go back and adjust anything. It's a perfect value scale already. See, it couldn't be any easier. So let's do a couple of shapes. I'm not going to map them out like I was doing before, because you already know how to do that. Let's just do some quick shapes using the markers, and you'll see it's so easy to do. I'm going to work on the tracing paper because I just like it better. I like it because it's easier to blend your values. I like it because I can work on both sides. Didn't quite meet up, did it? I also like it because you can pick up little pieces of your your pen work and blend it, which sometimes looks very nice. All right, let's start with C1, which doesn't even look like anything on tracing paper, and it's going back to our C2. Our front side is going to be C5. This is our mid-tone. Dark side. This is going to be my 4 value. This is going to be my 5 value. So I can go back in and kind of blend those together using the lighter of the two, which was C7. And every time you blend with a marker, you should clean it out like that. Black for the cast shadow. And then I'll use my C10, which is my value 5, to just pick up a little bit at the edge. And there we go. Actually, I just have to fuzz that up a little bit, like a little more realistic. There we go. Okay, let's go on to our next one. I'm gonna draw a circle, sphere. Let's do our shadow on this side this time. I was doing it the other way before. Because I want to blend these, I'm going to start with my mid-tone, I think, this time. And I'm going to use the brush end. That's one of the things I like about the Copics. So that was my value 3. Let's go to value 4. I'm sorry, value 2. Do a little blending, and I'm going to leave my value 1. Just a little highlight. Okay. Now I can go to my value 4, which is my reflected light right there. Value 5 is this shadow, which we're definitely going to have to blend. And I'm going to use my value 4 marker to blend them. And I like to use my finger sometimes to blend stuff too. And you know, I kind of like that it looks not perfect, that it looks like a human did it and not a machine. I know some of you like things to be perfect, so one option you have is to use a Q-tip to blend things, or your finger. See, there's an example right there where I picked up the line from the shadow and made it disappear. All right, let's move on. Next one, cylinder. And we know it's going to be light on the top. The back part darker than the front because, as we always say, lighter closer to you, darker farther away. Let's let it get darker as it goes away from us. And I need to blend some of this. This is what I really like about the tracing paper, is the ability to blend. This could use a little bit more darkness. Just right here. Maybe a little over there as well. And let's put in a shadow. Okay, next. Look how quickly these are going. One of the reasons that designers like markers so much, you can use them quickly, get great results. It doesn't take nearly as long as some of the other media that we've been working with. Once again, lightest in the center. Let it get darker as it moves away from you. right. So now that you can do these shapes, probably in your sleep at this point, we are ready to make some things out of these shapes, and that's what we'll be doing in the next few chapters.